In my last video, I told you what Cincinnati and UCF are bringing to the Big 12. In this one, I'll tell you what BYU and Houston are bringing to the Big 12. So stay tuned. Hey everyone, thanks for hanging out on another edition of Kuz's Corner, the new go-to YouTube channel for sports with a heavy dose of West Virginia Mountaineers. Before we get started, I want to give a shout out to a couple of my subscribers, Gregory Krug and Drew Knuckles. I really appreciate your support. And I ask the rest of you who haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. And if you like my content, smash that like button for me, please. It'll really help me out. And share Kuz's Corner with your friends, please. Let them know about me, especially if they're a West Virginia fan. All right, the topic of the day, I want to give my take on the benefits that BYU and Houston will bring to the Big 12 Conference. In my previous video, I talked about Cincinnati and UCF, the other two schools that are coming. So today I want to focus on BYU and Houston. Let's start with BYU. BYU's in Provo, Utah. It's not a big city, not a huge state, but BYU is a national brand. They are a Mormon school, so they have a huge following with Mormons across the country. I would say I would compare them, BYU is to the Mormons, kind of like Notre Dame is to the Catholics. Maybe not to the same scale. I'm not comparing BYU to Notre Dame by any stretch of the imagination, but they're similar. Because of that national following, they will bring eyeballs to the TV screens, which means TV revenue. They also have a good football team. They have a 63% winning percentage over the last 10 years, including an 11-1 record last year and an absolute thumping of UCF in the Boca Raton Bowl last season. Their stadium size, actually, once they come in, they will actually, once Oklahoma and Texas leave, BYU would then have the largest stadium in the Big 12 Conference. Their stadium holds about 63,000 people. That is the average of the current Big 12, the remaining 8 Big 12 schools is about 55,000 seats. There's a few schools who are around 60, but 63 would be the largest. Now let's talk about Houston. Number one, Houston is the 4th largest city in America. Population of about 2.3 million people. 2, they're in Texas. Huge recruiting base there. They could help fill a little bit of the gap left by the University of Texas. Not going to fill it completely because Texas is Texas, but it would help. They could be a decent rival for Baylor because Waco and Houston are geographically close. They bring a good brand. They bring their winning percentage the last 10 years about 63%. They've struggled the last couple of seasons, but before the Dana Holgorsen era, they had been on a consistent winning track. And Dana's only been there a couple seasons now. So if given time, he could get him back on track. If they give him time, who knows? I don't have a lot of hope in it because I don't think he's that great of a coach. But that's my opinion. And as a West Virginia fan, I kind of hope he sticks around so that we can beat up on him for a year or two once he gets in the conference. But I digress. Houston Stadium seats about 40,000 people, which is not huge. But I'm sure with the money that they have available to them with their chairman, or Tillman Fertitta, and also other avenues that they have of making revenue, and then once they start making Big 12 money, I'm sure they could upgrade that as needed. They've recently upgraded facilities in the past couple years. I think I heard the number of about $200 million they spent on upgrading their facilities. So they're paying Dana $4 million a year, which is already Power 5 money. So Houston has been acting like a Power 5 school anyway, I think they've been trying to prove their worth to the Power 5 conferences, trying to get in a Power 5 conference. So I think they're ready for it. I really do. And I think Houston will be a great addition to the conference. They'll help bring eyeballs to the TV because of their brand and the Houston, the city they're in, the large population. And they play good football there, so I think it'll be a great addition. I think all 4 of these schools will be great additions to the conference. They'll solidify us as a football conference strong football conference. And I'll be honest, basketball could be even better. I mean, Houston was in the Final Four last year, for crying out loud. BYU's got a good basketball program. Cincinnati's got a good basketball program. So I'm really looking forward to these 4 teams being in the conference. It's not gonna be the same as playing Texas and Oklahoma every year, but I think I really like the idea of more parity in the conference. Oklahoma's not going to win it every year. It's going to be more competitive. You could have a different conference champion every season. I mean, I really think it could be exciting football in the Big 12 conference. Anyway, folks, I hope you like my content. If you did, please smash that like button. I ask you to please subscribe. It really helps me out. And until the next video, peace out.